Incoming university students were shocked when they received letters that required them to pay over 300,000 Kenya shillings in fees to join public universities. So after public uproar, the president asked for the letters to be recalled. And since then, the government has sent out over 100,000 letters with the updates showing how much first-year students will be paying under the new university's funding model. So in this video, we will be looking at how the new model works. So the new model divides the students into 5 categories or 5 bands, depending on how much their parents are. So if your parents earn more, you pay more school fees and vice versa. Unlike before when government-sponsored students would pay the same amount of school fees, under the new model, different courses have different fee amount. So let's get into the bands. So band 1 belongs to the people who are most financially disadvantaged, and these are the people who come from families whose income is up to 5,995 every month. So for these students, the government will be sponsoring them with up to 95% of their school fees, with 70% of the 95 being the scholarship and 25% being a loan. That means that the family will be contributing 5%. For example, if we take 200,000 Kenya shillings, which is an average in the fee, in the new fee structure, the government will be paying 190,000 shillings, whereby 140,000 is through the scholarship, 50,000 through a loan, and so the family will have to pay 10,000 Kenya shillings every year. So students under this band are also eligible for an upkeep loan of up to 60,000 Kenya shillings every year. Then there is the second band, which is the lower middle income families. These are for the students whose parents have an income of up to 23,670 Kenya shillings every month, and they will get a total government support of 90%, with the scholarship covering 60% of their educational costs and the loan covering additional 30%. So these students are eligible for an upkeep loan of 55,000. So for example, if the education cost is 200,000, again, the government will cover 180,000, 120,000 through the scholarship and 60,000 through the loan every year. So the family will pay 20,000 Kenya shillings every year. The third band is for students who come from middle income families. These are categorized as families whose salary per month is up to 70,000 Kenya shillings. So for this category, the government will support through a 50% coverage in scholarship and a 30% coverage in loans. So the total government support will be 80%. Meaning the family pays 20% of their school fees, of their educational costs every year. So the students under this band are eligible for an upkeep loan of up to 50,000 Kenya shillings. So again, with the education costs of 20,000 every year, the government will be covering 160,000 Kenya shillings, with 100,000 coming through the scholarship and 60,000 coming through a loan. And so the family will be paying 40,000 Kenya shillings every year. Then there is the fourth band, which is for the students who come from upper middle income families. So these are categorized as the families who have up to 120,000 salaries every month, and the government will be supporting them with a total amount of 70% of their fees, 40% in scholarship and 30% in loans. So the family contributes 30%, and the students are also eligible for an upkeep loan of 45,000 Kenya shillings. Using the 200,000 per year school fees, once again, that means that the government pays 140,000 for them, and out of these 140, 80,000 is through the scholarship, 60,000 through a loan, and then the family will pay 60,000 every year. Then we have the fifth band, which contains the students that come from high income families. This means that their parents have an income of above 120,000 every month. And so these ones will get a scholarship cover of 30% and a loan cover of 30%. So the total government support is 60%, and their families contribute 40,000 towards their education costs. These students are eligible for an upkeep loan of 40,000. Using the 20,000 school fees example, it means that the government will pay 120,000 for them, 60,000 being in scholarship, the other 60,000 being in loans, and so their families will pay 80,000. So HELB will be providing the loans and bursaries, and the university fund will be offering the scholarship and the grants. So money254.co.ke has written more about this new model of funding. Click on the link on our bio to learn more.